Welcome to JGTCR, I'm Cope, and today we are tuning the AMG GT Black Series. Let's get into it. In factory trim, this vehicle seems slow and lazy, but it is actually very grounded and stable, making it seem that way. This AMG requires us to be precise and calculated with our driving to give us the best of what it has to offer. It may take a bit of time to get used to, but it is very fast when driven correctly. The power comes on steady but can get peaky at higher RPM, which causes wheel spin. The slides and drifts themselves are manageable, but as we all know, if we're losing traction, we're going slow. The added factory aero makes a world of difference when driving in factory trim. However, the natural tendency of this chassis is to understeer, and that certainly is present here. Again, thanks to the aero, this AMG is solid and stable under braking. Let's collect our time. 6 minutes 55.9 seconds. It's tune time. This tune seems rather unorthodox, but it does work. The natural frequency of the rear is set more firm than the front. This is due to the front-rear weight balance being more rear-orientated. And it should be noted that we have added 40 kilos of ballast at a ballast positioning of -40 over the front wheels. And our weight distribution is still a bit funky. Let's put this to the test at the Nürburgring. After being completely modified and taken out on track, the default settings were not too bad. But after some tuning, the AMG GT Black Series feels more well-rounded. There are still some issues with understeer and the nose does like to lift. This is more apparent on peaks and crests on circuit. And when it does happen, boy do we know about it. Thanks to all our efforts to keep the nose down, when it does lift, it crashes down with the force of 1,000 waterfalls. When the nose does hit the deck, if it is not completely flat and dead straight, it is quite likely to cause a high-speed spin. A touch of brakes right before the peak of the crest can remedy this, but caution is most certainly advised. There is plenty of power to go around, but it does come on a touch too strong. This can make the tail end step out, but it is quite manageable. The brakes are relatively stable and solid, however braking and turning can result in sliding. But this is not too bad and again can be managed. A smooth and slightly slower release of the brake pedal goes a long way. Let's jump ahead and collect our time. 6 minutes 10.9 seconds. And now the drift tune. For our drift tune, we have gone back to fundamental tactics. Body height adjustment is lower at the rear than the front to give us a squatting stance. And our natural frequency is again softer at the rear than the front. With the amount of speed and power this AMG puts down, a lot of camber is needed to keep it on track. Acceleration and braking sensitivity were both reduced to 10 for our differential gear. And ballast of 100 kilos has been placed over the front wheels at a position of -38. Let's go drifting. The AMG GT Black Series is quite a natural drift car. It is so good in fact that it has claimed a top 10 spot in my drift roster. To begin with, it is a very agile drift car. Its response to inputs is almost intuitive. This makes positioning the vehicle on track extremely easy, but more importantly, it means making adjustments while drifting is smooth, fast, and fluid, which is extremely important when drifting in large groups, in tandems, and is absolutely crucial for avoiding any incidents or accidents which may occur ahead of us. When it comes to power, there's plenty on tap to keep the wheels spinning. The power delivery can be somewhat aggressive, however, it is not detrimental to the drift and can be easily managed. This AMG does like to drift at low to medium RPM, but it can be comfortably drifted at higher RPM without issues. and to its credit, it can drift at almost any RPM in any gear. But with the amount of power that it's putting down, this is not really a surprise. The AMG GT Black Series is a nuanced vehicle. In factory trim, it feels somewhat lethargic and sleepy on track. That is until we understand the nature of the drive the vehicle desires. Once we are in tune with the vehicle, the lap times drop rapidly. When tuned, we get more of a good thing. This AMG has more power and handles better. Unfortunately, this comes at a cost of some understeer. However, it is manageable. And in the drift arena, the AMG GT Black Series slides to the front of the class as an outstandingly awesome drift machine. It really can do it all, and rather well. And that's all we have for you today, so until next time, keep racing!